we had the, most threes in franchise history today. It's a common theme. Like, assists don't happen without guys making shots. I got the record at Iowa State in assists, and it's also the best field goal percentage night for us in school history as well. So it's no surprise that those things correlate. Like, guys have to make shots for me to get assists, and we're doing that at a high clip right now. Everybody shot well from three, except for me, but 55% from three, 60% from the field. That's pretty good. So I thought we did a good job moving the ball around, guys making shots.
Something about the way you were being covered that made passing or reading where your teammates were going to be tonight easier, or was it just like you said, they were making shots in normal situations?
Well, they were, kind of in a soft blitz, and they mixed it up into a real blitz, and they mixed some things up. But if you're putting two on the ball and allowing me to pass out of it, and if you're not rotating right, then guys usually get good shots. I tend to make the right play more times than not. So I think that's been the cool part of experiencing this over the last month, seeing doubles, learning how to beat them the right way, and just understanding that.
Third person ever to do 20 and 20 in consecutive games. Magic and Stockton were the other two. But does that mean anything to you, especially to be named with two players that are premier at your position?
That's fire. It's pretty cool. So anytime your name is brought up with legends of the game, it's a blessing, and it's awesome. So, yeah, that's all I really got to say about that.
I want to put this behind you, but you clearly were looking at and motivated a little bit by Zerbiak at times during that game. Wally Zerbiak. Someone that had comments about you last year. I mean, going against the Knicks and playing against him for the first time, I believe, here since that happened. Did that mean anything to you, and how did that motivate you today?
Yes.
Were you looking forward to this game because of that?
No, I mean, that's extracurricular activity. I mean, the Knicks beat us last year. They swept us in some games we felt like we should have won. I got hurt against them last year, and it's a really good team over there, coached by a really good coach. So anytime you get to compete against a team like that, you got to be ready to play. And, we got around the same record right now, around the same place in the standings. So, yeah, it was an important game. Knicks are a great team, and so, all that other stuff is extra, just having fun playing basketball.
Tyrese, tomorrow's New Year's Eve. What are maybe a few resolutions you have for this team going into the new year?
I don't know. I don't really believe in New Year's resolutions. I feel like it's just an excuse to wait to do something. So maybe, I don't know, I feel like we're defending pretty well right now over the last 3 or 4 games, whatever it is. We've done a pretty good job. They have 126 tonight, but I believe last 2 or 3 games we've held teams under like 110, 115. So that's good for us. And just keep growing on that side of the ball. The great part about the NBA is 82 games, and so as the season goes on, we get to keep improving on that and getting better on that side of the ball.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about the defense. Obviously, people want to talk about the offense and all the accolades there, but lately, has it been more scheme? Has it been more attention to detail, more effort? What do you attribute to the success on the defensive end lately?
Probably just attention to detail. I feel like we're spending like majority of our time talking about the defense side of the ball. I think that he trusts me and my teammates offensively. We know how to play. We're obviously putting up one of the best offensive seasons in NBA history right now. And a lot of that is just random basketball and how we play. And I think he trusts and allows me to call most of the sets and doesn't really worry about that side of the ball. And so the main focus has just been defense. Our shoot-arounds have been a lot more intense on that side of the ball. So just paying attention to detail. And I think there's just been a big emphasis on that, holding guys more accountable. And I feel like that's helping us a lot.
Yeah, over the last 3 games, you guys obviously made that starting lineup change. What have you noticed from that group and maybe just the rotation in general? And then Jalen playing the 4, something we didn't really see at the beginning of the year, him going from the 5 to the 4. What have you seen from him there?
I think he's doing a really good job. I think last year he started for us early in the year, and he wasn't shooting the ball very well at the 4. He was getting a lot of corner threes that weren't going for him. And the work that Jalen Smith put in this summer is unbelievable. I don't think you guys see his body looks better. I mean, his game looks a million times better. It's like shooting like 70% from the field and the 3. Like, he's been amazing. So he's really took a step, and he's really helping us because defensively his length has been good. He's helping us rebound, and that's covering up some holes for us defensively. And still allowing us to play in transition. He's shooting the ball unbelievable, so it doesn't really change anything spacing-wise, and that's been good. And so as long as defensively we get stops, we're able to run, get on transition, then we're good. And then our second unit comes in, and we're able to mix it and move Jalen to the 5. And when he's not if he's tired or whatever, we can play Isaiah at the 5. And we just got a lot of different guys. We've talked about the depth of our team all year, and so it's been really good for us to keep leaning on that. And the lineup change has been a kudos to all the guys, not just the guys coming into the starting lineup, but the guys who have went out, I think are playing really well and have handled that very well. Ben played amazing today. We've got a lot of different guys chipping in every night, and that's just, kudos to our depth. Sorry.
Tyrese, I understand you were dealing with some back issues before the Chicago game, and it was kind of limiting your mobility. But to get from there to the 2 games you just put together, just how are you able to get to this point?
Our medical staff is elite. Ask anybody who has played for the Pacers in the past. They know we got the best medical staff in the NBA. They're amazing. My back has been really an issue since I was like 18 years old, and a lot of it has been resolved from our medical staff. So it's a big kudos to Josh, Carl, Patrick, Victoria, all the great people we have in our medical staff and our strength and conditioning staff. They've been awesome to me since I've got here, and it's a big kudos to them.
Over with, or is that something you always use as just kind of fuel?
I don't know. I feel like it's a one-sided feud. I never have said anything about that guy. I'm not familiar with his basketball ability or anything about him. So it's in the past for me. I've moved on. Ask him how he feels now.
Myles, you were asked about him on the court just now in front of the crowd, but Tyrese Haliburton tying the franchise record for assists in this game. I mean, what did you think of what he was able to do and how he's able to set you guys and you specifically up to?
He just keeps getting better and better and better. He's not satisfied with, his past performances. It's easy to get, he's an all-star. It's easy, to get satisfied, say I'm an all-star, I'm doing this and that. But he's continued to add more and more to his game, his vision. I mean, he's pulling me to the side, dissecting the game, like, hey, go here, or let's do this play. And I mean, at the point, I'm a veteran in this league, and I'm coming to him like, okay, bro, what do you want to do here? This and that. Like he just knows the game so well, and it's been a pleasure, being able to play with him.
To keep going on that, you talked about what you guys can do when he's getting blitzed and like he was a little bit today. Mm-hmm. Have you already felt yourself get better in helping him in those situations and felt the team get better at adjusting to that?
Yeah, it's just me being more aggressive. I mean, I think in those situations, a lot of bigs will get the ball and look to pass and distribute, where my first look is at the basket. And obviously, he benefits from that because he gets his assist. And then on the other end, they take it away. We have great shooters on the perimeter, so I'm spraying out, and those guys are making, plays for us.
And with the shooting, you had 6. The team tied franchise record for threes today. Was it something about the way they were covered that made it easy for you guys to generate them open? I mean, what did you see as the key part of all that?
New York's defense as a whole is predicated on, taking away the paint. And we knew that coming in, so they overhelp on a lot of stuff. And we knew we were going to get some wide open looks. Now, it was just a matter of, lining them up and knocking them down. We got hot, especially in that third quarter.
Myles, talking about the shooting, Aaron entering tonight was second in the league in three-point percentage. I think he's going to be first after what he did tonight. Just how valuable of a two-way player is he for you guys at this point?
I pulled Aaron to the side, and I told him, today, I think it was in the third quarter, so your improvement has, been, astronomical just compared to last year. Just your decision-making. You're obviously shooting the ball well, but your decision-making, I mean, he had a hell of a pass in the first half out to, I think it might have been Drew for a 3, but it's noticeable just the work he's put in and just how much he's embraced his role here. And, he's got a starting role now, and I think he's doing a great job of just playing both ends of the floor. So, yeah.
Myles, as a defensive anchor, how do you feel about kind of what you guys have done over the last 10 days or so since the significant changes?
Yeah, I'm satisfied with, our approach. I still think that the way we execute needs to be a bit better. I think we're still giving up way too many offensive rebounds. We're doing a great job of getting that initial stop, but then we give up an offensive rebound and it blows all that up, But I think that we're flying around. Guys are competing harder. We've gotten bigger with that first lineup, with Sticks out there. And Sticks is playing at a very high level right now, too. So, I mean, he makes the game easy, for everybody else around him.
That lineup change helped you a little bit offensively as you kind of quietly go about your business the last couple of games in terms of offense?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot to deal with because me and Sticks pretty much have the same, type of style of play, inside out. Sticks can post up, I can post up, and teams going to have to figure out who they want to put their 5 on or who they want to put their 4 on. So, it's matchup nightmares for some teams. And then, Sticks does his damage in a lot of different ways, and so do I. So, the versatility within that lineup just helps us out.
Tyrese became the third player ever to have consecutive 20-point, 20-assist games. I mean, what have you thought of his offensive level these last 2 games and how much he's been able to do for you guys?
His offensive level is beyond elite.
Is there anything specific that you feel like he's done to raise his level to that point you just described? Is it something about the coverage that's been presented to him, or has he just been at his absolute best against these 2 opponents?
He's put a lot of work in the last 2 summers on reads, on being able to create rim pressure and to increase his range. And so, teams are in a real bind. And, he causes major problems. And, our points per chance when, he's in a pick and roll with a 5-man is, at a galactic rate.
You guys hit 23 threes in this one, and I've heard you, Jenny, a couple others talk about paint to great being something you guys preach a lot. Given the way they defend you, did you feel like that was the key to getting open from deep? What did you feel like led to such a productive night from beyond the arc?
Well, we were playing with pace. That was important. We were behind in rebounds most of the game. That was an area we had hoped that we could be at least even in. But, they played last night, so we wanted to keep attacking them. Thought we did a good job of it. Ty was finding people. Nembhard was finding people. Aaron had a great game. I mean, he got hot pretty early, and our guys continued to find him. The other thing I want to mention is just how well Obi played off the bench and the way he battled Randall. I thought it set a defiant tone to the game, and this has been a tough stretch, for him, being out of the starting lineup after starting for 28 games or whatever it is. But he was a real pro, and he knows Randall. Randall's a really tough matchup, but he made him work and blocked a couple of his shots, and he really impacted the game. So I was very happy for him. It's always tough playing against your former team.
Speaking of Obi, obviously he had 12 rebounds against Chicago the previous game, 9 rebounds tonight. Has that been something you guys have asked him to do more of with the scheme instead of maybe leaking out more for the fast break or crashing the glass? Has that been something you guys have been asking Obi to do more?
Yes.
And then the other question I have for you is Jalen Smith playing power forward this with the group that you guys just put in a couple of days ago. Obviously played the 4 last year as a starter, then went back to the backup 5. What have you liked from Jalen as the 4 with Myles since you made that lineup change?
It's toughness and length, and it's a whole different thing. We're starting our biggest possible lineup with Jalen at 4, Myles at 5, Aaron at 3. Ty's 6'5", Drew's 6'4". I mean, it's pretty big. Size has hurt us all year defensively, and so this is a measure to help us out on the boards, etc. And so, look, we've had some good things that have come from it. These are 3 really hard games that we just won, so a lot of respect and props to our guys for bearing down. I mean, lineup changes are not easy. They're emotional. They affect, they have major ripple effects throughout the team. But we got a great group. And, Tyrese is the ultimate leader that makes things work, so, the work goes on.